And good morning from Scotty, Ray, and Candace. As we roll into a Tuesday morning, we have learned one thing if we haven't learned anything else.
That's right. The Supreme Court thing goes on, and that's all that was on.
That's it. You ain't going to see nothing else on the news. That's all they want to talk about.
Right. But I did watch it.
And what do you think so far?
I think that they want to stop the whole thing. Obviously, the Democrats do not want it to continue. They want to throw everything in there to try to stop it, like, oh, it's a pandemic, you shouldn't be doing this right now. But Lindsey Graham, and he had a good point. Business has to go on. It does. Everybody's working everywhere, and that should be not an exception, to that. But I think that they want to down her, thinking that because she's conservative, because she doesn't agree with the abortion.
Right.
She doesn't agree with the Obamacare type stuff. She doesn't agree with that, but doesn't mean that she's just going to come in and start trying to change things. She still has to be neutral, and she still has to, set her feelings aside and go by the law. That's what she has to rule on, is the laws. And
I thought I'd pull this up because this is just, I call this desperation, looking for a headline to try to run the woman down and on her faith. And tell me if I'm wrong. Let's just pull this up. This is from Daily Mail.
Okay.
And it says, ex-member of Amy Coney Barrett's ultra-conservative Christian group says they can't wear perfume or that kind of underwear. It's banned, and only single women can wear cotton underwear. Why would you print that?
I don't know. That's
is that ridiculous. Not desperation, in your opinion, to try to run the woman down?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It really makes me shake my head. What is the purpose of that?
I don't know. And regardless, I don't care, what her personal business is.
Right.
I don't care what any of them's personal business is. As long as she can do her job and...
Yeah, used to, it was really upon the law. It didn't matter what you wanted. It was what that Constitution said, how you had to rule.
Well, she strictly, everybody who has stated anything about her says that she goes strictly by the text in the laws. She goes by the book. And
as you should.
Right. And you can have your own views. You can't, you can keep them separate, which is a good thing if you can do that. But I just think that they're just trying to down her. They don't want her in there at all.
I was on a jury one time, and I have no doubt the guy that was before us was guilty of something. But he just wasn't quite guilty of the crime the way it was worded that they had accused of him, and we had to let him go.
Right.
Had he done some other bad stuff? Probably 99% chance that he had. But we couldn't convict him on that because he wasn't accused of it.
Right. But, I'm glad that they're acting the way that they're acting, because it really shows the American people just how they are. Just like putting up all these pictures of all these people who have pre-existing conditions. That stuff should not even be a part of this right now. And all that's doing, and it's like Lindsey Graham said and other people said, that they're trying to put panic into the American people. They're trying to cause a panic. There's been enough of that.
Oh, I'm ready for that to go away.
There has been enough of that with the pandemic, with the rioting and all this kind of stuff. It looks like they would want a peaceful,
you would think,
thing going on.
Take this in mind. You're not going to watch anything else on the news for the next probably week or better. This is all that it's going to be. So sit back, get you some popcorn, and pick you a side on all this, because it's headed your way on television.
Yeah.
The way.
And I feel like they're going to get desperate. I feel like it's really going to come to, very bad, worse than what it is now. Because I don't see where you can find anything bad on the lady.
I hope she didn't take anything and dump it in the punch, like they said, what's his name done, and try to get him.
God forbid she wore the cotton crotched underwear. We don't need to know that.
Ooh, shame.
That's just crazy. But anyway.
We got some more headlines on the way. Plus, we're going to check your forecast next year to let you know what to expect this week. Yesterday was our hottest day of the week. We'll let you know what is the coolest day of the week. On the way with Scotty, Ray, and Candace. Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 is there for whatever your need may be when it comes to taking care of anything that deals with the farm or the home. Of course, they've got lawnmowers galore when it comes to the name brand Skag. A lot to choose from, a new shipment of those in. Also, you could still get a few of the X marks that are there. Also, if you need to take care of that lawnmower, get it there. They'll do some maintenance for you and get you ready to put it up for the winter after this grass season is over. Of course, we're going to be cutting for another month or so don't put it up just yet. Along with a complete line of LS tractors that have just arrived. If you've been waiting around needing a tractor, they've got it for you, from enclosed to, well, just any size horsepower that you're looking for. That's the 3301 there with buckets, four-wheel drives, easy to handle. Also, all the implements that you may need, from bush hogs to blades to getting yourself a new disc, and also forks. If you need a hay fork, they got those also. And if you just need a traditional fork to pick up things around the farm or the home, they've got those. And they've got the UTVs, the Freeman. Freeman Tractor has the Warrior, the 1000, made by Benchy out of Texas. 0% for 60 months. You can get air-conditioned heating. We've talked about this many times. Automatic windshield wipers. It's just really a mini truck is what it boils down to, enclosed, to get you where you need to go, all nice and warm. Different styles, chooses to choose from, the different colors if you're needing a smaller size up to a bigger one. They've got them there. Different colors. If you're looking for camo, tan, white, they've got it. That's the Benchy, made in Texas. Talk to them today about that great financing they can take care of with you there and get you back on the road there so you can take care of your farm needs there with a new UTV from Freeman Tractor. Well, as we move into this morning, it looks like it's going to be a great day. We turn to our forecast, of course, brought to you by MEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Our forecast for today is going to be real pleasant. Sunshine and 78 is what we're looking for. Tonight, we'll get down to a low of 46. Now, that's not going to be the lowest of the week, but 46 is pretty cool. But we've got another night that'll be way cooler. Sunshine and 83 to return for midweek hump day. We'll get into a 54 for a low on Wednesday night. That outlook for Thursday is 85, and when Friday comes in, this is where a cool snap, it'll be 69 for a high during the daytime, and we'll have some wind gusts of about 20. But the low on Friday night is going to be 43. Now that's chilly, very chilly. As we turn to what the National Weather Service has to tell us today, we pull up, as we said, it's going to be nice. Sunshine returning today, 78 for the high. As we move forward, what else do we have? This occurrence down here is a 30% chance of forming into a cyclone, but it will remain that day over the 5-day period as well. So they're not looking for this to really become anything. So that's good news. As we look at our temps over the next 10 days, still that cool snap, still hovering over Mississippi, Alabama, and we'll take that weather. As we said, Friday, 69 for a high. That is almost like going to the mountains for a day or so, isn't it? As we look at the storm predictions, we show that up here in Washington State, right along in here, Montana, these areas are going to be possibly getting some storms today as we go across New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Connecticut up here on the eastern seaboard here. And, of course, I hadn't heard those mentioned since Ree was saying about that and whoever's in New England. That's been a while. As we go over to radar this morning, let me pull that up and show you what all we've got going on. We pull up and show that Mississippi is all clear this morning. Alabama, all of those areas. We got some fog down here in Jacksonville and around Charlottesville as you get into the Carolinas. But great weather across the deep south here. You can't beat that at all. So we're looking good on that. And we set some storms up around this area here, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, all through there today. But we've got it really, really good. So we can't complain whatsoever. So I'll come back in a few moments and have your detailed forecast of the outlook into the weekend to see what the weather's going to bring there. But you just really can't beat today, as we've got sunshine, 78 all lined up for you. And again, we're going to have some cool snaps as that week goes on. Tonight, 46 for a low. So you might want to have a little blanket handy there, or a light jacket as well if you've got to go out in the wee hours after 8, 9 o'clock. You get into those morning hours when you get up going to work, it's a little nippy out there. So that's what we've got coming in weather. We've got more coming up. And also, Candace will join me for some headline news across the nation and local news here next as we continue this morning. It is Tuesday. Wow, this week is really getting along.
During these challenging times, there are some things that you can count on every day. One of them is that Rick Justice Automotive will work hard to help you find just the right vehicle. Rick Justice has late model, low mileage vehicles and 72-month, 72,000-mile warranties available on all vehicles. Come see us today, and we'll show you how we've been helping your friends and relatives find the car, truck, or SUV that was right for them. We will earn your business.
And welcome back with Scotty, Ray, and Candace as we get this Tuesday morning rolling as the weather is beautiful today. You got any big plans you're doing after work today?
No, I'm not today. I'm actually off.
So have you got pumpkins set up for the fall festival feeling yet?
Yes, I got the outside done. I've got some stuff on the inside. I don't go overboard on the inside. I just put a little stuff on my mantle and all that kind of stuff.
We officially hadn't gotten word on what's going to be handled in the communities as far as trick-or-treating yet, have we?
No, I did speak with somebody the other day who said that one of the local churches that usually has a massive fall festival in Collinsville, they're not having it this year, is what I was told now. Because they said it's too risky. You know, yeah. If anything changes, do let us know. So I don't know what we're gonna do. I mean, I would love to have a little something at the house, but you know, I don't want to be that one that goes, oh, you know, Candace had that get together and 5 people got the coronavirus. You know, I don't want. I don't want to be that person, you know.
Oh, well.
But, I mean, I do want my son. I told him, I said, I have tons of Halloween decorations.
Yeah.
So I'm going to decorate the house just for him, let him put on his costume, and we might, like, do a little hayride or something.
Somebody, I think to some degree it's going to be some trick-or-treating. It may be a little different, but I think for the most part, some way, somehow, it's for the kids anyway.
Yeah, I thought I'd call a few of my friends and just say, have a little candy on hand. We're going to come to your house. You know, just
do it,
because we don't ever go overboard anyway doing the trick-or-treating, so.
You know, I quit watching it as we start looking at headline news. You know, I no longer watch the NFL. I'm just not going to do it. But I did see a headline to where Dak Prescott got toted off the field. So he's, I think, out for the year.
No, that's bad for them.
I won't get to see any of it anyway, but they brought that on themselves. And then the NBA is having what I understand the absolute worst ratings they've ever had. They went from 18 million to 5 million people watching the playoffs.
Well, how's that working out for you?
Ooh, kind of hurting them there. And I don't know how you feel about this. This is in Mississippi down around Natchez. It's a group of people, citizens that want to get together to have a little group called the Minutemen. Kind of like back, you know, before we got in the Revolutionary War, we had the Minutemen that would, on a moment's notice would run. And they wanted to get together a group in case there was trouble to help out law enforcement. Well, in Natchez, in that area, the sheriff says no, he didn't want it because it could turn into something bad.
Yeah.
Do you have an opinion on that?
I mean, I think it's good to have people that you can count on, but at the same time, you know, you don't know how out of control these people could get, you know.
But let's go ahead and just throw out there Pinkerton's men that was in the headlines yesterday of the TV station in Colorado that hired the Pinkertons, in which we all know what they were in the beginnings. But he shot that guy for no reason.
I mean, you know, it's always good to have somebody watching your back, for sure. But you just don't know. You don't know when somebody might be on a power trip and just go overboard, like you know.
You could.
But I mean, as long as they follow rules and do what the law enforcement tells them to, you know, I don't see anything wrong with it.
And the law says they don't want them, so that's where that is right now. We'll let you know if that develops into something else. I did not realize this. John McCain's mama was still alive, and she passed away yesterday. Did you see how old she was?
108.
That's shocked. I had no idea.
I didn't know that either. 108. I mean, that would be.
That's up there.
Yeah.
That and I don't know how she lived her life. If you know, for her last few years, she was still getting around. Like, I don't know.
You know, some people live these long lives actually really functional. I had a 92-year-old who came and got her hair done. This has been a couple of years ago. And when I heard I had a 92-year-old on the book, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, which I love elderly people. I mean, I love them. I love listening to stories and stuff. But I'm thinking that I'm going to have this person coming in that's barely getting around.
That can't take care of herself.
Right. She comes walking in, hey, honey, how you doing? I mean, the most, like, you would have never thought she was 90-something years old. And so she told me all about her life, and I just enjoyed it so much. And it was actually the highlight of my day.
See, look at it, turned around for you.
It really was. It was a blessing in disguise.
And that, you know, and you ever just picked up a newspaper or the online obituaries, and it's somebody of every age that passes away each day. You never know when your time card is going to be up. So I guess the moral of that story is always be ready, because it can happen at any time. You don't want it to, but
right. You never know. You just never know what could happen. So.
And speaking of things that you would think would never happen, let's go to Louisiana. This story, I'm not even sure I should even show this story. But, you know, this is how I guess somebody doing good can turn bad. A pastor has been removed. Let me show the picture here of. He's been removed from office. The Archbishop of New Orleans had the church altar burned because the pastor there had what's a real nice way of wording this? Had
an
intimate party with two different ladies at the same time at the church altar and videoed it. Somebody was passing by, saw the lights on the church, went up to the window, looked in, and it was going on, and they videoed it, called the cops, and it was a big nasty situation went on there.
Yeah.
He is no longer a preacher.
So he called for the altar to be taken out and burned.
Right. He said it was full of demons and stuff that didn't need to be up in the church.
I don't blame him. I'd have set it on fire too.
Yeah.
I'd have drug it out as fast as I could. I mean, who wants to go up there and like take communion or whatever
on something
from the
like
altar?
that?
Yeah, or go up there and pray at the altar knowing.
Yeah, they've built a new one since then.
Yeah.
But that's I don't even know a word for that. It's sick.
Sick and sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sick because they did it. Sad for the people who,
went to church
relied
there.
on them and thought they were doing.
Looked up to him. A man of the cloth, the man that grips the gospel gun is supposed to be the guy that sets the example. Mm-hmm. Shame, shame, shame.
Right.
That's all I got to say about that.
It is a shame. It's awful.
As we head back to Portland, I tell you, I don't know how many days they've even been rioting, but, as Trump passed that new law that you go to jail for 10 years automatically for pulling over statues. Mm-hmm. Well, they've done Abe Lincoln and Roosevelt. Can you believe that?
And they should have cameras up, I would think, around the city. I mean,
the cops stood there and watched them.
Yeah, they should. Well, the cops should, if they didn't enforce.
Yeah, but see, the cops are being told by the mayor's office you can't arrest them, you leave them alone. And you know how it just isn't right.
Well, well then, if there's nothing left standing in that city, they can thank the mayor when it's all over with.
I mean, who's going to go visit a city like that? Mm-mm. And not me.
No, me either.
And I would think that's going to spread if people just go, nah, I ain't got to go there. Because, there was a time in New York that it was a horrible place. Then they got Giuliani in it, cleaned the place up, and it became a huge tourist attraction. Mm-hmm. Do you want to go right now?
No, I would not.
I know there's still people going, but it's not what it was.
Yeah, and people just dislike Trump so much. They think that if he sets a law or a rule or whatever, they act like they don't have to go by it because they don't like him. Well, I got news for people who don't like the president, regardless of who he is. It could be Biden next year.
It could be.
If you don't like him, you still have to go by what he said. And people who don't enforce stuff, you're just asking for trouble in the long run.
And, at the end of the day, Trump has not set laws. These laws were already in place. It's just that nobody enforces things anymore.
That's the same as the Constitution. People are trying to rewrite the Constitution and add stuff in there that's not there and take stuff away. And, it's just,
Not sure how this next accident happened, but it sure put Georgia on the map for a few hours there, to where a train wreck near Atlanta, 170 cars overturned, ran off the tracks. They've been trying to clean that up. A few folks had to be evacuated from their house. I think everybody's okay, but rough situation. You hadn't heard of a train wreck like that in quite a while.
No, and that's awful. You said everybody was okay.
Yeah.
Nobody got hurt. Did you see the train wreck where, I don't think we spoke about this the other day, but my husband showed me a thing where...
I must have missed this.
Well, it was a train that was going under a bridge, and it was box cars that were full of, brand new cars.
No.
And the box cars did not clear the bridge. They were higher than the bridge. It took the whole top off of the box cars and the cars. When they opened up the containers, none of the cars, they were all just demolished. It was awful. It was millions of dollars.
What was the movie that had Denzel Washington in it, to where he was the train driver and the runaway train, they were trying to stop it? And they had to track it down, and they'd bump it to slow it down so it wouldn't overturn and blow up a little town. You don't remember that?
I don't know. Now, there was a Man on Fire.
No, that's a different
That wasn't in. Okay.
It was a good show, though, and it was based upon a true life situation that happened. Had Randy in it from My Name is Earl, if that helps him.
Oh, really? I can't remember the name of that. I do remember the movie with Sandra Bullock in the bus that was out of control.
Oh, yeah.
I thought I was going to die,
that was
watching
good.
that. That was oh, my gosh.
And then
being on there.
It wasn't The Taking of Pelham that had Denzel and what's his name in it either, Travolta. It was a totally different one.
Okay.
But anyway, Some good news for our friends down in Louisiana as good things come out of it. Mercy Chefs, it's a spiritual organization that goes down and they're cooking up food for everybody that they can there that was hurt with the hurricane.
I think that's a great thing.
It is.
I think it's great for anybody that wants to help other people like that, especially when they've had tragic things go on. And so
still a lot going on there.
Yeah, that's great.
Mercy Chefs. And then here's another one of those, oh my gosh, did they really do that type things? And this is a huge company, Halliburton International Foods. I'm sure you've heard of that at some point. The CEO, the guy that founded the company, has been arrested. He hired a pimp to bring 2 underage girls to his house, and well, he's had to resign, and he's probably going to face at least 10 to 12 years in jail, if not longer.
People just kill me. I mean,
Yeah, what do you say?
It amazes me what people
think they can get away with.
Well, that, and I mean, I'm gonna just say it. I mean, you're gonna give up all that you've done and work for just a little bit of something, you know.
I was waiting to see how long.
I mean, you know, I don't. People risk families, marriages. I mean,
yeah.
I don't understand it, but you know,
ain't worth it.
No, plus underage. That's just sick. You know.
They got the pimp also. It was a woman pimp on top of it. I was expecting, but it was a lady that was doing all that. And, you know, there's no telling how many girls were done that way that either they run away from home and they're taken in by people like that.
Promising them money and all kind of stuff.
Keep your babies close to you, always. Well, that's a quick look at headlines this morning. We've got a recap of the weather on the way, and we're going to be back tomorrow with some more stories, and hopefully they'll be real good ones.
Yeah. I mean, that warms my heart to see people helping people, though. I like that one, you know.
Down in Louisiana. It's kind of like the Cajun Navy that came out with all of their boats and went to help folks. And I'm sure that they are out there. We just haven't seen a lot of headlines with that helping folks again.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I got a soft spot to help. I mean, I love helping people. It makes me feel good, and I don't know. And if you can do something for somebody else, I always do it, you know.
You got a neighbor that needs 10 more green fields planted. I'm just saying, he might need some help.
Scotty Ray, we'd help you out.
We've got more coming up with Scotty Ray and Candace. The Lauderdale County Farm Supply exit 151 is opening up the doors this morning, and they're going to have a lot of great specials. I was by yesterday. I had to go by and get me some turnips to get out. Real good thing to have this year. Of course, farm. They got some farm-aid shirts, a bunch of these that you'll love to wear. A lot of clothing in the store. If you need a pair of blue jeans, you need a pair of Carhartts, they've got those for you. Work clothes, they've got plenty of that. And when it comes to mums and pansies and fruit trees, the garden center is wide open. They'd love to have you come browse around, take a look. What can make your place look a little bit better? As we move through the place, of course, we've talked about the My Buddy portable heater. One of the greatest inventions there ever was. You want to keep warm and you got to be outside, this is what you need. From deer hunting to outdoor events or just, well, on the back porch, you can have that handy to keep warm there. If you're cold-natured like I am, it's the handiest thing that's ever been. You get into taking care of your pets. There's so much they can do for you there when it comes to your pet, from dog food. Of course, this is the value pack there. They're going to give you a sample of that while supplies last. It's got plenty of great things, from dog collars to dog bowls. If it's for your pet, they have it for you there. To work boots. One of the greatest boots that is out there, the Georgia work boot, one of the most comfortable boots that you can have on your feet that you can stand to have on all day. It doesn't hurt your feet whatsoever. You'll enjoy it. As we go into the Moultrie feeders, they've got a complete line of these as well. If you're looking for the varmint guard with the built-in electric, they've got those. They've got the electrics, and they've also got the type that just gravity feed. If you need a feeder, they're there for you. As deer season is upon us, very short time before it starts. The Sugar Beet Crush, they've got all of that for you. The Power Station. And then the Deer Licks. If you're needing flavored ones, deer love these things. And, of course, they become part of the soil, and the deer will tear them up and dig into the dirt. Just keep a fresh one out, and it'll just continue to where the deer keep coming back. Lots of different ones to choose from. As we look at deer cameras galore, if you want it where it'll send to your phone, they've got that. If you want the SD cards, great quality, by the way, see those. They've got those there along with flashlights to get in and out of the woods. It's there. Complete line of seed from the Buckbuster to getting yourself some of the Southern Buck blend mix here that has all of this mixed in, the Australian winter peas, and, of course, purple top. And if you want to do it yourself, the triple wheat, along with ryegrass and oats, all of that good stuff. You can mix it yourself and do it that way. Or if you're looking for horse feed, cattle feed, feed for your pigs, they've got that too. and a complete gun shop at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply with all the ammo and things you'll need. Exit 151 off the interstate is where you'll find the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. See them today. You'll be glad you did, and you'll probably bump into a friend there because, well, so many folks go. That's the way it is. As we turn back to weather this morning, of course, as I've said a moment ago, you could not ask for anything any better for the forecast that we've got this week. As we pull up our extended forecast this morning, we see that we've got 77 here today for a high, 77 to 78. As we go toward the weekend, we look at these temperatures, 54, 43 Friday night is going to be our low, 66 to 69 for a high on Friday. Saturday, 68, and wow, look at that low on Saturday night, 46. So we've got perfect weather. Nothing past Thursday in the 80s. We'll get into the 60s and 70s over the weekend. So thumbs up on the weather. It could not be better. So again, today expected to be absolutely gorgeous with sunshine everywhere in 78. Now again, tonight, 46. So if you're cold-natured, you might want a small jacket if you have to go out after dark. Or if you're one of those that likes to crack that window just a little bit to get that cool breeze in the house, this is your week because it's going to be absolutely perfect on that. So that's a quick look at weather this morning. It couldn't be better, as I said. Enjoy yourself. Mississippi and Alabama have really, really been fortunate this year with all the different weather that's been hurled nationwide. And our neighbors out to our west there in Louisiana have gotten 2 hurricanes this year, hit them virtually within weeks. So we've been perfect. So I don't mind a bit talking about sunshine and things of that nature because we have truly been blessed on this side right through this area. So that's all good news. On the way, I'll always keep you up to date with the very latest that's going on with the weather, and anything that happens locally, I'll be on top of it for you here at Scotty Ray's Weather.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our community efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by